We live in the day and age of opinions. Opinions matter a lot, probably way more than they should, and sometimes take more precedence over logic, facts, and you name it. It's just the way the world works for the time being, and while it may not be something everybody likes, it's getting more and more difficult to ignore. And gaming is by no means clear of this. Oh, not by a long shot. I know people, as in have literal physical interactions with people, who only really buy games if they have good ratings. That is exactly what I want to discuss in this video. Hell, it's the whole reason I started making videos, and this comes with a fair warning. This won't be as comedic as my other videos, and you may or may not agree with my opinion on this, but that's okay. And that's actually the whole point of this discussion. I've been planning on doing a video on a game that I treasured. One of the few GameCube games I still keep to this day just because I have so many good memories and I had such a fun time playing it. I loved the characters, the level diversity, the story, the hidden features, and the range of gameplay. Sounds like a great game, right? I can guarantee you that you might just have a mixed opinion on that when I tell you that game is Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. I also may or may not just have had that pointed out to me by a friend that DX literally means Director's Cut, and I've owned this game for like 13 years. I've brought shame to my fellow Ravenclaws. Pottermore, you might have just done it. Oopsie! On that one. So in a world where opinion is held high and mighty and reviews are law, what makes a game valuable? What makes a game worthy of playing? I just need to clarify something before we dive any deeper into any of this. I don't think that reviews aren't useful or aren't needed. They certainly are. I myself have used them more times than I could count. What I'm afraid of is only using the review as your deciding factor of whether or not to invest your time and money into a game. Here in good old America's hat, a new game costs a whopping $90.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Tell me about it, Phil. That's like 360 chicken nuggets and maple syrup money. That's a lot. I quickly realized that reviews are primarily based on what a game doesn't excel at. It's like when someone tells you that you can control your own breathing and then you start hyperventilating trying to understand your own human existence. Know that feeling? Also, you're welcome for all of you now hyperventilating, trying to control your breathing. That's what reading reviews that point out game flaws can do. And in those times, just remember this quote from one of the greatest models in gaming, the one and only Koopa King, president of Nintendo America, Bowser himself. Ignorance is bliss. Seriously though, I first adopted this idea when I heard Bernie Burns of Rooster Teeth talking about it a long time ago, and the best recent quote I could find was, "That's why we don't do game reviews, because we're not here to tell you why something is bad, because a lot of people worked on that thing. And also there's a lot of people who enjoy something, and they don't need someone telling them that it's not to be enjoyed." I just want to emphasize that last line. They don't need someone telling them it's not to be enjoyed. That's exactly why I make the videos I do. I want to celebrate the aspects of a game that I enjoyed, what I had fun doing, and the parts of the game that gave it value to me. I don't think all games should be trashed for what they did wrong, but instead celebrated for what they did right. I want to continue to create discussion on these games and talk about the things that felt good, looked good, or genuinely made me smile while playing them. There has been an increasing trend, and I hate this word, cancel culture, on YouTube and, well, even beyond YouTube, even in the gaming industry. Look at Borderlands 3, a game that people have waited a decade for, and as soon as they found out it was an Epic Store exclusive, they boycotted the game. And not only that, they went and sabotaged the reviews for the previous installment, Borderlands 2, an otherwise incredibly successful game. I understand that people are upset and I sympathize with them about the company's decision to have an exclusive window, but the only people you are really hurting are those who work day in and day out putting their heart and souls into these games. Sure, yes, there are crooked CEOs and founders, sometimes distributors and heads of companies that make poor marketing or internal decisions, but Tim over here didn't. Everybody, this is Tim. Shut up, Tim, I'm not talking to you. Tim is a 3D modeling artist. It has been his dream to work in the gaming industry, and now he finally is. All Tim did was go to work and put his heart and soul into creating the best damn models he could make. And then when the inevitable crunch time rolled around, Tim sacrificed his time willingly. Time with his family, time with his partner, time for himself to make sure that the game he has been working so hard on will succeed, that it will be praised, and hell, maybe some random bald guy on the internet will talk about how killer the 3D modeling on the guns are in the game, and it will make it all worth it. But poor old Tim doesn't get to see that. Poor Tim's hard work and beautiful renders get shit on and thrown aside because the UI design was flawed or Kevin, the CEO, made a rude Twitter comment. Fucking Kevin. When I feel the need to jump on Twitter and rip apart a game to all 25 of my followers, at SuperOdd Gaming, all I can see is Tim. When I look at the game, all I can see is the hard work that Tim put into this game. I see Tim's family missing him the same as mine might miss me, and I put my argument away. And yes, there are times when some things need to be scrutinized and some even unforgivable, usually chalked up by shady tactics, hazardous workplaces, and disgusting acts by employees to employees. Those deserve to be talked about, to be brought to the light so the guilty of those decisions know that they can't hide and can't get away with unethical practices or behaviors. But there are some ridiculous, and I mean ridiculous, complaints out there on games, ones that shouldn't make or break a game. I mentioned before that I was making a video on Sonic Adventure DX, kind of a love letter to the game, and this game is known for being terrible, and at some points I can really see where they're coming from.
Watch out! You're gonna crash! Ah!
But I have some really incredible memories with this game that overwrites any review anyone could ever give it. Settle down, kids, cause it's story time with SuperOdd. There was one Christmas Eve when I must have been maybe 8 or 9, and I stayed up the entire night playing this game. From dusk till dawn, waiting to hear Santa, waiting for the morning that I get to open presents with my family, just way too excited to sleep. This game has so much value to me because of that memory. I will always keep that game because it was such a magical moment for me. I really do think that that one Christmas Eve created a relationship with gaming that in part ignites the passion that I have for video games today. I lost the ability to enjoy games for a little bit, and that's another story that I've talked about before, but I never want to lose that again. Not even when Grandpa SuperOdd's trying to fit into a haptic feedback suit to play a VR version of a rebooted reboot of Final Fantasy 24. I'm not the type of person to rewatch a movie or a show, let alone replay an entire game. I'm a very experience-driven person. Once that initial experience of exploring and finding out something for the first time is gone, I usually just put the game down for good. But Sonic Adventure DX, I think I have played 5 times over now. I have so many different experiences with it simply because I have so much fun playing it. That's why we play games, isn't it? To have fun? So does it really matter what Polygon is saying about a game? Of course not, they're Polygon. Either way, the answer is no. It doesn't matter what Polygon, IGN, GameSpot, or any other review site, or even guy who thinks he knows what he's talking about online says. Whether you determine a game is quote-unquote good or bad will be primarily based off of your experience with that game. I value experience far above anything else, far above money, far above any material thing, even cheesecake, and my man, that's saying a lot if you know me. That sweet, sweet banana cream cheesecake factory cheesecake, oh my god. Experience matters. It's all about the relationship you create with a game. It's why people go apeshit when you say their favorite game is worse than Bowser as it being a villain. Hey Bowser, what are you doing? Are you taking a bath or are you going Galactus and eating the universe? What are you doing? Make up your mind. It's because they build a relationship with a game, especially when some games run a playtime of 100+ hours. That is a lot of time with a game. It's basically your life partner at that point. Experience is how you develop a list of favorites. For some people, the story hits them and the feel is good enough for them to sob over it 7 times till Tuesday. For others, it's all about the in and out adrenaline rush of hitting a good line of FPS. And some, the slower grind and commitment of an RPG or an MMO. Everybody wants something different from every game, thus creating a different experience for every person with every game. I have friends who blitz through Monster Hunter slaying beast after beast while I walk around the ancient forest and wonder at how beautiful everything is. I even sit and hide just to watch how the Jagras or the Anjanath function, to appreciate the smaller details in the design of the monsters, the build, the pathing, everything about them that makes them come alive while playing. And there's no saying that my way of playing is right and theirs is wrong or vice versa. Games are meant to be interpreted in different ways and open for the player to play how they want. That is what's so great about video games. If you're still not convinced, look at the rise of the biggest form of gaming on YouTube, Let's Plays. Let's Players are a fantastic representation of this. The reason King of Five Nights at Freddy's, Marky Boy over here, and other Let's Players are so ridiculously popular is because you get to witness someone else have a different experience that you may have had or did have, and most importantly, you get to share that experience with someone else. A relationship within a relationship. We have also seen some Let's Players get the most joy out of games that are known to be horrible.
You have to like do. Okay. Aaron, don't leave. Aaron, don't.
Yes, this is in part because it's their talent to make content of what is happening in the game, but that's also them crafting their own experience with the game, thus giving the game value to not only them, but the audience as well. I've never played Sonic 06, but I can tell you that I laugh every time I hear it brought up simply because I only think of my experience watching the Game Grumps play it. Hell, I find that some of the most memorable moments on Let's Play channels are from the poorly made games. This has been an issue that I think has plagued the gaming industry for a little too long, and it really only seems to be a prevalent problem since the birth of gaming opinions and essays on YouTube and other online platforms. My opinion is no more significant than your own, and that goes for a majority of content creators. No one person's opinion should be taken as gospel, same as you wouldn't read one review for a game and do the same thing. And it's hard to imagine that one person playing a game to write a review is the equivalent of 1,000 people playing a game and having 1,000 different experiences. You could realistically look at it two ways and understand something as being objectively good or bad, but I don't think that has near the same amount of value as if your personal experience is good or bad. If you are really excited and interested in a game, take the leap and go for it. You never know what might come of it. It might just surprise you. Hello, people of the internet. I personally want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hit over 100 subscribers, and that may seem like a small number to many, but it means so much. It honestly really does. I have wanted to make a video on this for a while now, but I didn't know how at the time, and it feels like I finally found my voice to do so. If you haven't seen any of my content before, I make usually more comedic gaming essays, as well as having a little discussion about something in the gaming world every now and then. So if you want to see more of that, make sure to hit subscribe down below so you never miss an upload. I also really want to know what you guys think about this, so hit me up in the comments. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Let's have a discussion. If you like the video, hit the like. If you dislike it, hit the dislike. It always lets me know what content I should be creating here. And last but not least, there's that pesky notification bell. When clicked, awakens its true power, delivering earth-shattering notifications right to your phone or inbox every time I make an upload. Hitting that bell helps ensure the success of my next video, and in turn helps me make more content. Long story short, I could bear hug you right now. Thank you for your support. Thank you once again for checking out this video and helping me hit 100 subscribers. It's only onward and upward from here. So I will see you in the next video. Catch you later.